Righto guys, we're going to give this thing a clean with a gurney. It's not a very powerful gurney, but hopefully it'll do the job. We just want to try and get a bit of the dust and muck out of in here. And yeah, just clean up the metal as best we can. Underneath the front beam's got a whole lot of mud on it, so I'm going to try to dislodge all that. You can have a look under here. There's a lot of gunky mud. Yeah, just give it a quick once over and stick it back in. You can see that difference. We'll have to tackle this side now with a paint stripper as well, because you can see the difference over here. Got rid of it pretty good. Anyway, let's start spraying away. Oh, this is funny. The gurney just had a meltdown. It's done. I could smell electrical smoke coming out of it, and she is dead. I actually, oh look, this is a really old one, and my dad had chucked it out, and I thought, oh, I'll try and fix it. And I pulled it apart and went through the motor and changed a couple of O-rings, but the impellers were a little bit worn in it. And I think the bearing just went and the whole thing's just gone kaput. So, oh well, I don't think it was an expensive one. Chuck that in the bin, and we'll have to go and buy another one. At least we got most of it done. It's not too bad. Kind of cleaned it up as best we can. It was more the crap under the front. I'll just have to put the nozzle on instead now. Yes, just try and soak up a bit of that mud. Yeah, not too bad. All right. There's the attempt to try and get the semaphore out. She's not wanting to play ball yet. I've just been putting some penetrine behind it to remove it. At least we can get that one out. Alright, we'll continue. This is just annoying me looking at that every day. So I think I might get that repaired before we move on to the floor. And in order to, I don't know, it's definitely going to be a hard one, because you know the metal's pretty rusty, but we'll see what magic we can perform today. We've got to get the fuel tank out first, obviously, because I'm going to have to get to it from the other side. And you can see that the floor here has, especially just here, it's been pushed. This whole section here has been pushed down, so we're going to have to bring that back up to square. Yeah, look, we'll just see how we go. We might even just rust. I've banged these big holes here. I've brought them back up, but they're going to have to be filled with some weld. And there's another one there as well. That's obviously our little cap to get to the sender unit, which I don't think I'm going to repair that. I think I'll just put you know, obviously repair it, but put a cap over it, because it's actually really handy to have that instead of having to pull your fuel tank out if you've got any sender unit problems. So I think I'll just make a little nice cap for that, leave it on top of it, and then maybe we can just rust treat this whole back tray, and you know, then I don't have to look at it. It's just, yeah, that's just irking me every day now. So I think let's tackle that today, see how long it takes. A couple of 14 mils here. Alright, so one of the things I had to do was disconnect the reservoir cable from up there, and that thing was solidly rusted. and we just put a bit of heat on to both of those little screws there, and yeah, they actually just released fairly easily. So you can see the little petcock up there, the reserve one, and hopefully now we can slide this tank out. Let's have a look. So next problem is we've got to get the petcock out, because otherwise we can't get the tank out, and that is going to be really hard to get a spanner up in there. We'll see how we go. Here's the fuel tank out. Woo! Go and pop that aside.
Look at the
Big fuel tank. Let's pop him over here. Pretty good condition too.
Is that the door?
Righto guys, so you can have a look inside here. Looks like we've had some rats making nests, all kinds of tomfoolery and shenanigans in the back here. So we'll give that a clean out, and then we can get to this bit here, and wow, you can see that whole support's snapped away too, so we'll have to put that back into its spot as well. But we got her out. There you go. Okay, so let's see if we can just get this section here up where it's supposed to be, and then we'll try and tackle that. I can't really get the rest of the porta power in there, so I'm just going to have to improvise with the jaw section, and yeah, let's just see what happens. Getting there. We've got to try and get all these little edges folded back out and around. Oh, keep going. What I can see here as well is slide here. This bar here is actually dropping down quite a lot, so right there has to get pushed up. Oh, I reckon probably 2 inches, maybe even a bit more. So we'll have to do that. Righto guys, so getting there slowly, just trying to stitch it up as best I can. That bit there is going to be the hard part to get all that done. It's just hard to get to from underneath, but slowly. I think this is going to take a while just to make it look good. We'll just have to keep doing some grinding and panel beating and welding. Righto, so getting there slowly. There's a little bit of an issue just here, and unfortunately I can't get to the bottom of it to pull it up because it's right under the rail. And I need a stud puller. I saw Mike's one on when he's been doing the 55 oval, and I thought, oh, that's a good tool. I've got to get one of them. So I think that's going to be the next thing I've got to purchase. Same up there, you can see this little part here is all sunken in, and I can't really get to it to tap it out. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, you know. But the rest of it came up pretty good. I mean, considering how bad it was at the start. I'm just going to fill these holes in here. There's one big one there and one big one there, and I'm using this little tool. It's got a little magnetic strip here and an adjustable little wheel, and obviously that part's made of copper, so the weld won't stick to it. So the idea is you put it straight up underneath it. I mean, you can see like that, and then you just tension it up by turning the wheel. And if I put this underneath it, yeah, you can see like that now. You can see the copper, and you just basically weld straight on top of it, fill it up, and it'll just break away, and then you've got a nice clean underneath to it too. So we'll give that a crack right now. Weld that guy up. Let's get a bit of light on the subject here. Right, weld it up, give that a grind back, and we're all good. Righto guys, so one of the next things we're going to do is just coat that whole back section with this rust converter. This is the one we use down here. It's reasonably cheap. It's about 70 bucks for 4 litres. So through the magic of editing and YouTube, it's already done. So there you go. So you can see it tends to turn, you know, all the rust, that sort of bluey black colour. You know, that's just to seal it all up. And yeah, there you go. So next thing we're going to do is just get on to making that little cover. And I think I've actually got some of this floor with these ribbed profiles at my parents' house. So I've got a section of it when I was restoring my orange bus and I cut the engine inspection lid. I've still got some of that metal, so I'm going to actually make it so it fits over the top, so you've got these nice ribs, and it'll just look a little bit neater. So I'll head up there in a couple of days' time and get that done and go from there. So I think that's going to be it for this video. The next thing we're going to do, I've actually decided I am going to actually spray sandblast the whole bottom of this thing. It's just going to be easier. I can hit it with some epoxy primer and just seal it up from the elements, and then we can you know, put a coat of blue on it. It'll just look that little bit nicer when it's finished, but it means I'm just going to have to do it out the front there. I won't do it in here in the shed, otherwise it'll just, you know, you end up with dust everywhere and it's hideous. So yeah, obviously that center section, all those framework there, we'll sandblast all that, and in the engine bay in here, and obviously under the main floor at the front. So I do have a pretty big compressor. So this one here, you can see there, it's a twin motor. It's a bit of a big monster. It's a 620 litres per minute compressor, and then I do also have one of those big pots that I can put the garnet in. And the idea is, I think I'll just put some black plastic down outside there and recycle as much of it as I can, and I've got a few bags of it, so it's just going to be a cleaner and easier way to get all this done in here. Righto guys, all right, well, we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers for me. Yo.